everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Teacher's Pet Disney Film Review. Now, as you know, the 2004 film Teacher's Pet was meant to serve as a big finale to the 2000 TV series Teacher's Pet that ran from 2000 to 2002 with a total episodes of 39 with 47 segments. And the premise of the show was always meant to feature a talking blue dog known as Spot, who poses as a student to basically live the life of a actual human, and kind of got into misadventures with his owner Leonard. So the film itself is meant to kind of serve as this big finale, this big kind of, that's it, it's done, go home. So the premise of the film is meant to feature the end of summer, where we kind of see how Leonard's mum is going to Florida for this big kind of Teacher of the Year award, and is given a sort of RV by Principal Strickler. And of course we see how Spot learns on the TV by the Barry Angus show how there's this crackpot scientist played by Kelsey Grammer, Dr. Ivan Crank, can turn animals into humans. And of course Spot sees this as his big opportunity to become an actual human. And of course we see how he goes on the journey just to become a human. And I would say the film itself has a bit of a message that you shouldn't really tamper with what God created. You shouldn't really mess with your body for certain things like hair transplant, liposuction, or basically hip placements and stuff. It's always best to leave what God intended. And you can kind of tell Leonard is shocked about what Spot is planning to do, and kind of knows that there is more truths about Dr. Crank than there is. And when you kind of got the other two pets, Mr. Jolly and Pretty Boy, they do find out on the news more about what's going on and do try and help. And I would say the movie isn't too bad as a final. It's quick, but it's not perfect. It feels like they need to rush a lot of things in just to kind of meet the deadline, because we don't really see Leonard saying goodbye to his other classmates when they go away. And I think it's a shame that Mae Whitman only gets one line as Leslie, because Mae Whitman can do a lot of good stuff, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the 2012 TMNT cartoon, and also basically Johnny Bravo. This does feel like they waste a bit of her talents. And I think what's even hilarious is how it's kind of implied that the mum, Mary Lou, is implied that she knows her student Scott is meant to be Spot. And when he kind of poses, when he does become a human, it's implied she's aware and sees this as an opportunity as she got attracted to him. Which, one could look at it that she wanted to be with him, but kind of played along with it. And of course, I would say what the movie does well at is that it does pay tribute to old classic Disney films, because when you've got the opening with Pinocchio, it's meant to be a reference with the whole turning Pinocchio into a real boy, which Spot wants to be, which is like a foreshadowing. When you've got Mary in her song, it's kind of like referencing Sleeping Beauty. And of course, you kind of got references to past Disney films. And I would say the movie should have been more like a direct-to-video movie, because it was kind of made for it. And it's a shame that it did flop at the box office, because it only made back half of what the budget was. But I think, while it's not the perfect final, you can kind of tell the writers do their best. And there's a bit of a message that you shouldn't tamper with your body. You shouldn't really tamper with anything like hair transplants, liposuction, extensions, and so on, because sometimes they can come with repercussions or something can go wrong. And I would also say, to me at least, Teacher's Pet is an okay final. It's not going to be great like Ed, Edd and Eddy's Big Picture Show, but you can kind of tell Timothy Balgant really did try his best. So I think, well, it's not the perfect final. It definitely deserves a thumbs up. It's still okay, still alright, but it's not the perfect final. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.